How's it going, everybody? Batting sixth, back here again to talk about yours and mine, the Toronto Blue Jays. Okay, we're talking about our favorite team, or maybe you're just here to hear the thoughts of a Jays fan after another move and what could be coming next. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I'd love to have you guys here. We talk Blue Jays, we talk baseball. It's a lot of fun, but you guys aren't here to hear me talk about myself. You're here to hear about Kazuma Okamoto. Hopefully I'm saying that right. You guys are here for this. This is what we want to talk about. The Toronto Blue Jays in agreement with corner infielder Kazuma Okamoto on a 4-year, $60 million free agent deal. And man, the Blue Jays are loading up. They've made big moves and I'm excited. I mean, as a Jays fan, how could you not be excited? I was a little bit thrown off. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure not a lot of you guys follow me on Twitter. If you want to, it's at Andy Piluk, ANDYPILUK. I just quote tweeted the Passan tweet and put "what" in all capital letters because there was a little bit of talk yesterday at the time of recording this, January 2nd, that the Blue Jays were in on Okamoto. And we knew that they had checked in, but I wasn't sure how close it was or if it was legitimate, because we know that the Blue Jays have been used as leverage year after year, and a lot of reporters or agents or anything like that, it's almost like they use the Blue Jays in order to get these players more money or to get clicks on tweets, because Jays fans are passionate. They want to see what's going on. I'm one of those people. You try to decipher and you try to see which tweets are the ones that are the most legitimate, but I wasn't expecting this. I'm not going to lie. I really was not expecting this. The AAV should come in at around $15 million. He's getting a $5 million bonus. And I automatically want to say we will talk about Tucker and Bo and even a little bit of Bregman in this video. But to just give you my thoughts right off the hop, I don't think this takes them out on either Tucker or Bo. Maybe Bregman, but we will talk about that because listen, the Blue Jays are going to spend, and if they're going to go all in, and it looks like they're going to, they have to make moves like this. They have to spend money, and we've heard it time and time again. Rogers has said, and the Blue Jays have said, not Rogers, but more specifically the Blue Jays, it's Rogers' money, but that they are going to have special budgets and special dollar amounts for guys like Tucker and Bo. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but let's talk about Okamoto, the Blue Jays' newest third baseman, potentially, maybe playing a little bit of first base and outfield if they need to move him around. 29 years old. He will be turning 30, a bit of the way into the season next year in June. But if we're looking at numbers here, this guy has a lot of pop. He can hit for average. You can see the batting average here, the home runs and RBIs. If you look throughout his career, a bunch of home runs and a bunch of RBIs, which is clearly something that the Blue Jays need. Last season, split between two different teams or two different parts of the season. I'm not too sure how the leagues work out there, but 15 home runs and 51 RBIs in 77 games, and he hit .322. He's always hitting for a good average. The guy's just an all-around good hitter, but he performed really well in the last World Baseball Classic. He's going to be a welcome addition to this Blue Jays team, and if now we take a look at the depth and we look at what the lineup could look like potentially, not in this particular order, but you've got Springer, Varsho, Guerrero, Santander, Kirk, Barger, Okamoto, Clement, and Jimenez, and that moves guys like Schneider and Lucas and Straw and, of course, Heineman. These are guys that will be on the bench, and this is, of course, without Bo Bichette. This is without a potential Kyle Tucker, without a potential Alex Bregman, which, again, we will talk about in a little bit, but that lineup is really good, and I think what Blue Jays fans need to understand, and what I'm also trying to understand myself, is that we have to look at this offseason and this lineup and go, this might be it. And I'm not saying it is, because, again, I do believe the Blue Jays are at least going to be checking in on Tucker and Bo, but I think they're hoping that market takes a little bit of a turn to where it goes, okay, we're going to look at more short-term deals where the Blue Jays maybe are a little bit more comfortable. Maybe before this, they were a little bit more comfortable going long-term. But I can't see how $15 million a year completely changes the way they look at things. But I think the Blue Jays front office might also be looking at, oh, we signed Guerrero and he was supposed to be a free agent, so that's a big pickup for us. Santander, we're expecting him to bounce back. That's a huge pickup for us. We got Okamoto. Our pitching is better. I think that that's the way that they're going to spin it, which it's the truth. I mean, they're not lying, but I think that's what they're going to do if they don't land one of Bo or Tucker. They're going to be like, look at all the things that we've got, and all the things that are making this team definitely better. And the one thing I want to bring up, and I want to give proper credit, so let's go to the top of this article here. Yeah, it is BNS. It's been Ben Nicholson-Smith. He basically spoke a little bit about this at the end in terms of Bo and Tucker and even Bregman. But as the winter has progressed, the Blue Jays have also stayed in touch with the representatives for Bo Bichette, Kyle Tucker, and Alex Bregman, among others. The Okamoto deal doesn't necessarily prelude further additions, but the Blue Jays liked their position player core even before adding the 29-year-old Okamoto. So any further additions might have to be paired with a corresponding subtraction via trade. And then at the end, he's saying the Blue Jays appear to be positioned to let the market come to them, which we've heard before. So if there's a lot to unpack in there. First, if the Blue Jays potentially go and get a Tucker or a Bo, they're probably going to be moving somebody. And I don't think necessarily it has to be a massive trade. Like, it could very well be a Nathan Lucas, a Joey Loperfido, maybe a Jose Barrios, because again, if you come off of the Barrios deal, they're obviously going to use some of that money towards somebody else, but they're going to have to eat some of the Barrios deal. I mean, it could even be a Santander trade. I personally don't think that's going to happen, just based off the fact that I don't think other teams are going to be interested in that contract. But the Blue Jays probably do have to move off of somebody, and I think there'll be an uncomfortable trade or two if they end up with Bo or Tucker. I don't think they want to trade Barger or Clement, but is it possible that they move off of one of those guys? I'm not saying it is, but you have to be open to anything. But there should still be a budget of set aside money that is special to a Tucker or a Bichette or even a Bregman, I guess. I just can't see Bregman at this point. I think he's just going to end up back with the Red Sox. But the thing is I don't know how the Blue Jays front office wouldn't want to go after one of Bo or Tucker and just really solidify this offseason. I can't see why they wouldn't want to do it. The reason why I say that is because the free agent market next year isn't going to be that good for position players. And if they're going to Rodgers or whoever they're going to and being like, look, we're really not going to be spending that much money next year. We're kind of spending money this year for next year. So let us spend some extra cash here, and you won't, like, we're going to be gunning for another World Series. We're going to make you another $40 to $50 million in the postseason because the fans are excited. There's a lot of different ways to look at this, but I think the Blue Jays aren't done. I just don't know if it's going to be as big as a move as we're expecting, but I hope it is. I hope, genuinely, I love Bo Bichette. I'd love to have him back, but I think Kyle Tucker is the fit. If Tucker comes here and solidifies that outfield and more power and stolen bases and everything in between, it's the best fit. But if in 5 minutes from now, if I get a notification saying Bo Bichette re-signed, I'll jump and touch the ceiling of excitement. I want them to go out there and make another move. I'd love Bichette or Tucker or Bregman. I mean, listen, I'm not going to say no to anybody, but the thing is I don't think that it's going to be Bregman. I think it's going to be one of Tucker or Bo. So I want you guys to let me know what you guys think. If you are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below regarding the newest Blue Jays signing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.